Welcome to the first video in this attraction marketing video training series, you guys. I'm stoked to have you here. Nick's stoked to have you here. So my name's Paul Abicoli, and we're going to be teaching you guys the 3 C's to attraction marketing that are going to allow you to become an online authority. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, just like I did when I first got started. How can I become an online authority when I don't really have a real result yet, right? Most people think of authorities as people who've already made 6 and 7 figures in this industry, but that's actually not the case. All right, so when you think of people like Ray Higdon, Cesar Rodriguez, Eric Warray, and Mike Dillard, these are types of people that are really good with attraction marketing, and they basically have people signing up every single day, all day long through their online sales funnels. But the reality is you don't need to be them to get started. All right, before I begin talking about these 3 C's, I want you to imagine that you're in a place in your business where you don't have to make lists anymore. But instead, people start to add themselves to your list because they want to be there. I want you to imagine a point in your business, all right, where you don't have to hunt friends and family down. All right, they don't have to run away when you walk into the room, right? Because that was me. I mean, I was literally the type of person, I would walk into a room, my friends would walk out, they'd be like, oh my God, he's gonna pitch me another one of those things. And I was like, dude, yeah, I am. But that's the reality. I want you to imagine a point in your business where you become the hunted instead of the hunter. I want you to imagine that you don't have to be attached to your business anymore. That whether or not you decide to completely walk away from your business, it's going to continue to grow, continue to put money in your pocket on a daily basis. All right. Now, all of these things are possible because of attraction marketing, but you have to know where to begin. You have to know the base, and those 3 C's are really, really important. So here's the deal, you guys. I got started in network marketing 3 years ago. Absolutely failed. I failed miserably. I'm not gonna lie. Like I told you guys, I would literally call friends and family up, and I'd be like, you should join my team because we've got something really cool going here. I've got a great product, great opportunity, great compensation plan. If you don't join, it's no big deal. You're just gonna lose out on life. And I pushed everyone away. I really did. I mean, even Patrick here, my little kitten, he was pretty nervous to get around me. But that's the truth, you guys. I was the type of person that didn't really make much money, and every time I dipped my toes, I started to talk to more people. I would just get really frustrated because I was like, well, I'm doing everything my upline told me, but it's not working. I would make list after list after list. All right, I would make cold call after cold call. I went out and talked to a bunch of people on the street, and, basically called an idiot, and they would tell me, oh, those things don't work. You should run as fast as you could, but I had something in me, just like you have something in you. I had something that was telling me in my heart, this is where you need to be, this is where you need to stay, and you know what? You can make this really work. So I started to call my upline. I was like, hey man, here's the deal. I made a list. I burned through my entire warm market. I'm burnt down on the cold market. I'm just tired of talking to people that don't even want to hear about what I have to talk about. So what do I need to do? And the saddest part was the fact that, he went and told me, all right, perfect, man, here's what you need to do, because he was a busy guy, he's making 6 figures. All right, here's what you need to do. You need to go to the quick start training on this website, go through that, make another list, and call all those people until basically they tell you no, and then, yeah, you're good to go. I was like, you're kidding me, right? I'm coming to you asking you, hey, what do I need to do? What do I need to change up? And that's the answer that I got. So I got really burnt out, and I was like, yo, this is just not working. But I wasn't going to give up, just like you don't. And so I talked to Nick, my friend and mentor here. Yo, dude, do you know any ways to kind of like build, to where I don't need to worry about cold prospecting or warm prospecting or any of that stuff for that matter? He's like, yeah, man, I just picked up this book, Magnetic Sponsoring by Mike Dillard. And it basically, teaches you how to automate the entire process, the entire presentation process, the entire, invite process to the point where you can hop on a call with someone and they're basically ready with credit card in hand to buy whatever it is that you have to sell. I just learned about it, man. You should totally check it out. He sent me the book, and honestly, ever since then, it's changed our business and our lives. So that being said, Nick's going to tell you his quick story on how he did that.
Definitely, guys. And I feel like when everyone gets started with their business, they start out as a complete amateur. When we both started, we didn't have any experience with network marketing. We had no experience with business, with sales, being able to, convey ideas and a message to someone that compels them to get started with our business. I always tell people, you don't have to be great to start. You just have to start in order to be great. And when I got started, I did the traditional methods, write down a list, 100 family members and friends, call them up, invite them to a meeting, or get them on a Skype call or a 3-way call with your upline. And I did that. Every single one of them, completely shut me down. And if you've gone through that before, you know how frustrating, how, kind of painful that can be to some people's egos. But the thing is, me and Paul, we decided that, hey, we're going to continue figuring out a way to make this work. Now, getting into the cold market was the next frustrating thing because we had had a conversation with our upline. He said, go buy a bunch of business cards. So got business cards. We went around. I personally went to Walmart. I thought that'd be the best place because Walmart has the most employees, but little did I know, that place was terrible to go find people to talk to because, they were kind of in that worker mentality. So I went through like drive-thrus at McDonald's, Burger King, and, went to
By the
kiosks.
way, you like the food though, right? Like the food? Or
Oh, no, I didn't eat any food. I would literally, no, it's actually kind of a funny story because I would drive through the drive-thrus and I didn't order any food. I would just get like a cup of water or something like that because I would drive from McDonald's to Burger King to Arby's to Wendy's, and I didn't want to be spending like $5 a meal, so I just get a cup of water, and then I would pitch the person that would hand me my water and say, hey, do you keep your business options open when it comes to making more money? And they'd be like, depends, what is it? Is this one of those pyramid things and all this stuff? So it was just very frustrating, you guys. So it got to the point where I was either gonna quit or I was gonna keep going. Now I had burnt the boats because I had dropped out of school. I told my parents I was going to be a millionaire. We all go through that. I was 19 years old at the time. Now I'm 23. And I thought, okay, well, I need to figure out a way to make this work. Because if I'm going to tell my parents I'm going to be a millionaire, hell, I'm going to make it happen. I can't go back on my word right there. So I went online and like Paul says, stumbled across, Mike Dillard's book, Magnetic Sponsoring. And that was like the gateway to online marketing, to attraction marketing. And I started doing a bunch of research, started investing money into a lot of different programs, a lot of different systems. Like I said, I spent over $20,000 over a 2-year period just trying to learn this type of information that we're going to be sharing with you over the next couple of days. Now I want you guys to imagine this, okay? The traditional forms of marketing, whether that be home events, 3-way calls, prospecting people, cold prospecting, handing out business cards, what you're doing, it's like you're building your business out of sand. Okay, you're making sand castles. Now, the more home events that you do, the more people that you prospect, the more business cards that you hand out, that's the more sand that you're stacking on your castle. Now, you can create a pretty tall, pretty cool looking castle, but here's what happens when you walk away from it. If you walk away from your sand castle, what happens? The high tide is going to come in, slowly going to eat it away, and you come back, a day later, it's just going to be like a small little lump of sand, or the whole thing is going to be gone. Or, a little kid is going to run by and karate kick the shit out of
That's what happens. That's usually what happens. Dude. A little kid's like, yo, dude, I need to kick that sandcastle because it looks sweet.
And I guarantee you've probably done that when you've seen a sandcastle before. I know I have. Come by, kick it down, you come back, the thing is just completely destroyed. Now, here's how that relates to your business, okay? When you walk away from that type of stuff, you stop doing the events. Let's say you get burnt out on doing home events. Me and Paul, we did event after event after event. And when I got burnt out on home events, I was like, okay, you know what? Well, I'm just going to do Skype calls all day long. So we literally did 20 to 30 Skype calls every single day. And it got to the point where, I wasn't even eating. I would literally sit at my computer all day long, and I would have a pitcher of water right there next to me. And I would hop on a Skype call. I was living in Seattle at the time. Paul was here in Montana. And, people on the team would get me on a call, and I would do the call, and I'd get off the call, and I would grab my pitcher of water. It was actually a measuring cup, and I would just chug it, set it down, get on the next call, and it was calls nonstop. Now that burnt me out, you guys, and it got to the point where I was just tired of it. I was about ready to leave the industry completely, and I stopped. Now what happened was when I stopped, my business completely fell apart. We went from like, a few hundred people down to almost nothing. And if you've had this happen to you before, there is a better way. There's a better way to do it. And here's the way, you guys. I want you to imagine what it's like to be able to put content out there on social media, whether it be a YouTube video, a Facebook post, a Twitter post, a Pinterest post, maybe a blog post, and you have people seeing that content that you're putting out there online and contacting you saying, hey, look, Nick, Adam, Sam, whatever your name is out there, say, hey, I just saw your YouTube video, about your business. I'm ready to get started. I got 3 people that are ready to join with me. I want you to imagine getting text messages like that. I mean, we get messages like that on Facebook and text all the time, you guys, and you can have that happen for you too. Now, what you're doing when you're putting content out there on social media, it's like you're making a brick and you're putting it on the ground. Now, brick by brick, the more content that you put out there, the higher that your wall gets. And now, the higher that your wall gets, that eventually turns into a building, and that building eventually turns into an empire. Now, when you walk away from an empire or you walk away from a brick building, what happens, you guys? It's going to withstand the test of time. It's going to withstand all the storms. It's not going to fall apart very easily. It's going to take a lot to take that thing down. Just like if you have a crap ton of content out there on Google, YouTube, all these social media sites, nothing's taking that away from you. You own that content. So when people see that, it's just like when they walk by your empire, You know, you heard the saying, obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day. How many people do you know spend money to fly from all over the world to go see Rome, take pictures at it, and post that all over social media? Now, people are literally going to be spending money, you know, getting ready, credit card in hand, to join your business and buy whatever product that it is that you're promoting. Now, how do you do that, you guys? Very, very simple, and I'm going to break this down for you in 3 simple terms, okay? It's the 3 C's of attraction marketing. These 3 C's is the foundation of your business. You know, if you're building any business online, what they are is this, you guys. It's create content, capture leads, and convert sales. It's literally that simple.
So here's the deal, you guys. I know you're probably thinking now, okay, well, I don't know what content to create. You know, I've never created content. I've never been in front of a camera before like you guys. I don't know where to start. How do we start a blog? How do I make a video? How do I make a Facebook post that's compelling enough for people to even opt into a capture page? Which, if you don't know what that is, no big deal. We're going to teach you guys. Don't worry about it. We've got your back. But here's the deal, you guys. All right, when you create enough content that's valuable, okay, those people that see that content, we'll teach you where to put your content, all right? They see that content and they're like, wow, that's really cool. Oh, and by the way, I know you've probably opted into a capture page before, and by the way, I have this really cool formula that allowed me to recruit 5 people in 10 days, whatever it may be. And you're like, cool, all right, name and email. Guess what? That person literally just opted in and added themselves to your list. So guess what? Now you just captured a lead. Now that lead in the future is going to go through a process, kind of like the one you're going through right now, but not you know, full just yet. They're going to go through a process that takes them through a presentation, all right, which allows you to close that sale a lot more easily. I mean, this system literally allowed me to increase my closing rates by 66% on the very first exposure. Now, I know you've probably heard that saying, Eric, where it says, you know, it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposures to close a prospect. Well, this literally allowed me to 66. I closed 10 people, all right, out of 15 people I talked to the very first time. And that's what's so cool about attraction marketing. It literally takes you and allows you to automate this entire process, so you don't have to worry about the invite, you don't have to worry about the presentation, all of that stuff. All you worry about is probably just hopping on a call and saying, all right, man, are you ready to get started? Cool. You know, go to this website, all right, grab your credit card, fill in the information, welcome to the team. I mean, it's that simple. And what's even crazier is you'll start to get really good at this. You're going to start to understand that, wow, this is really powerful. You're going to be able to literally look down at your phone and say, I cannot believe someone just signed up without me ever even talking to them, without ever even knowing them. I mean, I don't know where this person lives. I don't know a single thing about this person, but this person decided that I was the right person to join to take their business and life to the next level. So with that, I want you guys to stay tuned, because in the next day, actually tomorrow, we're going to send you an email that's going to show you how you can create content and capture leads. So stay tuned, check your inbox, and we'll see you guys there.